Okay, I wasn't sure I was going to make this video, but this is going to be a food for thought kind of thing. As we all know, at some point in time today, I kind of saw it live on the news, but today someone tried to assassinate former President Donald Trump. I do not want to talk about the details of that at all. What I'm concerned about was the complete failure of Secret Service. And when I say complete failure, I mean utterly complete failure of Secret Service. Anybody who's active in shooting sports understands certain things. And anybody who's ever had any type of formal training understands certain things. And any hunter who has ever made a shot, which, 125 to 150 yards, understands certain things. So let me break down why this is a complete and total failure on the Secret Service's part. Judging from the information that has been given out on the news so far, number one, the building that the individual who shot at former President Donald Trump, that building was taller. It looks to be taller than the building that the sniper's nest was on, who were supposed to be protecting former President Donald Trump. That's a big no-no. High ground is a huge, huge issue. What makes that more of a big no-no is the fact that there was an obfuscated roof line on that building, which means you couldn't see both sides of the roof from where the sniper's nest was. So who the hell picked where the sniper's nest was? That's number one failure. Another no-no in the situation is the building that the guy was on had a white roof. Let that sink in, because anybody who's ever shot or knows anything about how heat works or glare works or any of it, that should pause for consideration. Not only do you have an obfuscated roof line that you cannot see the other side of the roof line, that roof line, that's a white roof. Who the hell at the Secret Service came up with this plan? That roof line is 150-ish yards from where you have a political rally. It is taller than where you decide to put your sniper's nest. It has an obfuscated roof line, and it's a white roof. Make it make sense. Okay, let me explain the white roof thing. White is a wonderful color when you're looking to reflect heat. Okay? Here's the problem with a white roof when you're looking at it, though. That heat reflection disturbs and deteriorates your ability to see what is around that white roof. So, literally, you have an obfuscated or unable to see area of that roof, and you have the heat coming off of that roof because it's daylight, the sun is shining, it's reflecting all the heat from the sun, so that is making the sight picture unclear for the entirety of the top of that roof line. It's the same kind of problem that you run into if you ever go to a desert and look through a set of binoculars You get that haze. You get that where the air looks like it's bending. So who in the hell in the Secret Service came up with this plan? Why did they come up with this plan? And who okayed it? I don't care if you like Donald Trump or not. I really don't. This is a failure. It's a tactical failure on the part of the Secret Service. Somebody just really did not pay attention to life when they came up with this plan. In all honesty, the sniper's nest should have been on the building that the shooter shot from. You had so many Secret Service agents around the stage area and so close to the building where the sniper's nest was. Why the hell was the sniper's nest there? That makes no sense. Nobody was going to get on top of that building. Nobody was going to get close enough to that building with the number of Secret Service that were there. And judging from the aerial photos that they've shown on the news 100 fucking times already, excuse the language, there were two other possible buildings within 300 yards that you also could not gauge the entire roof line on from the sniper's nest. 300 yards is a magical number. 300 yards is pretty much what anyone can shoot with a rifle. Seriously. 300 yards you can put, with very, very minimal training, one day of getting used to a rifle, 300 yards you can put 5 bullets on an 8-inch plate without a question. That's why 300 yards is a magic number. And I thought, and I could be wrong, but I do remember something about Secret Service is supposed to control the area within 500 yards. I mean, just being serious about it, if they're supposed to control the area within 500 yards, then they truly failed if you ever look at an aerial photograph. Because about 220 yards out, judging from the aerial pictures, there's straight in front of the stage, there was another building that you could see the stage from the rooftop on. And about 300 yards out and kind of across the street was another building. Both of them with obfuscated roof lines. So in all honesty, the only reason why Donald Trump's not dead right now is because the shooter didn't know how to shoot. Because the shooter had no idea his sight picture was also being screwed up from the same issues anyone looking towards that building would have seen. The heat coming off that roof, distorting sight picture. Like I said, I don't even understand. This is a complete tactical failure from Secret Service. I don't know of another way to put it. And I don't know how else what other conclusion you could possibly come to. What was going through their mind? I don't care what was going through the shooter's mind, because he should have never had the opportunity. Secret Service should have done their job properly, and there never would have been an opportunity. But I really, really kind of want to know, and I understand that's a rabbit hole, and people are going to say some really weird stuff. Honest to God, if there was anything having to do with an inside job, oh, good Lord, I know that's already on the internet everywhere. I'm pretty sure they would have gotten someone who actually knew how to shoot to be the shooter. That probably, would have happened. Because obviously the shooter did not really know how to shoot. Didn't. And anybody, any avid hunter or recreational firearms shooter or anything like that, they would have done a better job of being on target. So that's, once again, this is a complete failure on Secret Service. There's no other way you could possibly put it other than to say it's a complete failure on Secret Service. Why in the world would they not have had the sniper's nest, the team, because you can see them clear as day, one guy behind the gun on glass, and the other one looked like he was on a monocular or set of binoculars. Why were they not on that roof, on the obfuscated roof, where the shooter ended up being? Because they would have had a better sight picture from that roof on the entirety of the crowd. They would have had a better, especially using that tripod, because that would have got them up high enough off the roof where it would mitigate a lot of the problems with the reflection of the heat coming off the roof. And that's probably why they were using a tripod on the roof that they were on. But seriously, why were the Secret Service snipers not on that roof to begin with? Because they could have seen the other two roofs that were within 300 yards of the stage and had better vantage and angle points on those other two roofs. I don't understand. This is getting a little long-winded, but this is just food for thought. Like I said, I really didn't even want to make this video, but I haven't seen anything from the news asking the actual questions here from a shooter's perspective, as in a sports shooter or a trained shooter or anything along those lines, somebody who punches paper. I have not seen anyone actually ask these questions because they're the real questions. Why would Secret Service not have the same understanding, unless it's just failure to train and failure for someone to use their brain? Why would they not have the same understanding as what I would consider your average hunter, as your average sports shooter, let alone the training they should have as a professional shooter? And once again, I don't care who you pray to or anything else. Thank God, thank whoever, that the person who tried to do this atrocity failed in his actual target, because I have no idea what would happen to this country if he would have succeeded. He was playing with fire with that one, because we're already divided as a country more than anyone could even believe, and this could have been really, really horrible on a level that nobody wants to live through. Ask any veteran that's been to war. This is not something that you want to play with if you have ever seen war, because that would have been enough to crack off a lot of very loony people right off the bat. And the problem is once you get the extremes involved, the people in the middle start getting involved. And once you get the people in the middle involved, you have a civil war. That's how it works. So, food for thought. Hopefully somebody out there who can explain or get on the news and ask these questions or whatever gets on the news and asks these questions to somebody at Secret Service, because there's no reason for them being this stupid. Absolutely no reason. All right, if I find out anything else, I'll let you know.